Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. We are live. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We are here with one of my amazing clients, Claire Gorman, and today we're going to talk about how do you go from being a one-man band to having a team and make them keep us accountable and get things done and be more productive. So today we have here with us Claire Gorman. Hello, Claire.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you so much for coming along today. Claire, first and foremost, tell everybody, what do you do? How long have you been in business? Tell us everything.
I've been in business on and off for since I was 18, so a number of years without giving my age away.
Ah, it's about 5 years, right?
Oh yeah, not long. No, I actually turned 50 this year, so it was a big celebration this year. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, what are you on? You look amazing.
Thank you very much. I will take that very, very gratefully. Thank you very much. So I first started out in my career as working in the hair and beauty industry. And I was in that for about 35 years, a long time. I was actually born in a hairdressing salon. My mum's a hairdresser. So, it was like destined for me to go down that pathway. And it gave me a good career backbone as such. But what I do now, and I basically had a big spiritual awakening or reawakening back in COVID. In COVID times, I was living in Melbourne. I'm English, but I've been in Australia for 13 years, and we were in Melbourne, and you literally 80% of my business closed overnight, and it was closed down for a long period of time because of Melbourne. So I looked at, okay, what am I going to do with this time? And I'd been on a bit of a personal development healing journey for the last sort of 10 years prior to that. And I'm all for personal development, evolution, and growth. And what I did was I saw it as a gift of time. So I basically went and studied some healing modalities, which I had personally been using. And in those courses, I just came out of those courses thinking, I'm in the wrong career here. I'm not meant to be doing this. So I basically closed my doors on a very successful business and knew that I was supposed to be doing something else. And I became a spiritual teacher, well, a healer. Then I've just transitioned into more teaching because the last 5, 6 years, healers have been coming to me saying, how are you doing this? How are you doing this in such a short space of time? And that's what I've done. I've transitioned into the School of Mastery, the Temple of Ascension, and I'm actually teaching other healers to do what I do. And it stems back from my hairdressing days because I used to teach apprentice. So it's like an apprenticeship that I put them through and help them
I
teach.
love it.
And that's what I do now. So I'm a spiritual healer and teacher and mentor to um, business owners as well.
I love it. And how many students have you got in your mastery?
So at the moment, I've just literally nearly completed my first teaching program officially. We're teaching psychic surgery, and I've got 13 in there. I've run about 5 masterminds this year and teaching them. So I do small cohorts, but I have oh, quite a few in my Facebook community. So, people come and learn what they need to learn. They stay or they ascend, learn more. So, probably around 20 each cohort that I'm teaching. Yeah,
Nice.
that each time. Yeah.
That is such a beautiful journey on how you pivot. So, what was the moment that you knew that the business needed to change direction?
The healing and energetic business. I
Mm.
knew it was always coming. It's quite interesting. So sometimes what happens, and this is what I help a lot of entrepreneurs with, in regards to if there's no energy flowing to a particular package or service, it means it's null and void, right? So I knew that I was getting to a point where my one-on-one big coaching side of my business it was actually burning me out. That's what was happening because it wasn't fulfilling what I wanted it to feel. It wasn't balanced. Okay, so I knew, and what happened was a lot of healers were coming to me for coaching and then asking me, can you teach me this? Can you teach me that? And I spent most of the session teaching them rather than healing them. And I was like, okay. And because in my background in the hair and beauty industry, I ended up actually working when I was back in the UK about the age of 25. I actually got headhunted by a large global beauty and hair company. I was one of the youngest teachers and trainers for that global company. So from the age of like in my 20s, I was teaching for large beauty companies. Um, yeah, so it's interesting that,
So,
everything that I learned back then is actually come full circle, and I'm putting a lot of that practice
yeah.
and knowledge now into this teaching school.
Of course. And Claire, it's not just happening casually, like you have made this happen. Because a lot of the time, we say I fell into it and it just happened, but you saw the opportunity and you took it and you created like a mastery, a school of mastery, which is beautiful. And so, what are the biggest challenges in your business at the moment? And where was the moment that you realized that you couldn't do it alone anymore?
Yeah, it was really interesting. So for me, um, so because I'm psychic and I work a lot with energetics and channeling, so there is a process that your business has a soul, right? You walk into a home has a soul, a business has a soul, right? And you can actually tune into the energetics of a business. You can actually tune into the energetics of the values and the mindset and a business has a personality, right? So when I first
Oh, yes.
started my healing business, there was still quite a bit of entanglement from my hair and beauty and personal styling business. And back then, my hair and beauty, personal styling, the values that I had in that company was very much around helping women in business, collaboration, and Australian grown products, right? And what happened was when I moved my business over to the healing business, I still carried a lot of those values and virtues across. And I actually took on support because when I started my healing business, I had no idea of tech stuff. I was hands-on, scissors, makeup brushes, you know, color swatches and everything like that. I was not techie person. For me to even set up an online booking system for my hairdressing salon actually gave me a lot of challenges because, I was pen and paper, I was old school, appointment books. So I needed to learn back end stuff really, really quickly, right? Because I actually believe in a business, you do need to know the back end stuff of a business. You never want to be caught out. So I actually employed, because my values were Australian owned, I actually employed an online business manager from Australia, and that worked really, really well till a point. And what happened was 2 years ago, I came to the EVS conference, and I knew at that point that the business was starting to change because the business does change as you change and grow and flourish. So does your business, because your business and you are like a match, a vibrational match. And I knew that I was calling in clients that wanted to learn my skills. And because of my background in hairdressing, teaching, and training and writing programs, I knew that this would be the next step because businesses have different levels, and I knew that that part of the business was dying, but I needed to do that part of the business. I needed to do the healing because I needed to walk the talk. I couldn't literally just set myself up as a teacher if I hadn't had a few number of years of experience working with clients one on one. It wouldn't resonate with, they wouldn't see me as a leader or as a
Of
teacher.
course.
So, what happened was when I came to the conference 2 years ago, I knew that I needed to have more support. And I wasn't at the stage then to go fully in because I still was very linked to the Australian OBM. So, obviously, did some healing and some clearing and up leveling around that. And what I realized was I've worked a lot on wounds around like support wound, nurturing wound, witch wound, mother wound, sister wound, all of those sort of divine feminine wounds. And what I realized was a couple of years ago was what's got me here is not going to get me there. And although the support that I had at the time was what I needed, that support no longer is going to make the School of Mastery. And therefore, I had to make shifts and changes. And it was literally last conference I came, I was like, okay, right. Because the universe was saying to me, come on, come on. I was like, yeah, I'll make the changes, I'll make the changes. And it's like, well, if you're not going to make the changes, we're going to make the changes for you. And I think I was probably one of the first people to sign up. Um, and here we are today. So yeah, it's been a ride, and I've loved every single minute of it. But I'm ready for change now. I'm not a person. I'm a manifesting generator, so I'm not a person that can just. And I'm highly creative, so I'm not a person that can just sit doing the same thing all the time. I'm very innovative. Innovative. I can't say the
Yes.
word.
Ah, don't
Um,
tell me how to say it.
creative, and I need to be in that creation mode, and I need someone that is going to be stable, that's going to be able to do what I need so I can step in and be where I need to be.
That's amazing. And so, what, twice in the conference, what was the biggest takeaway? Why did you come back twice to the conference? By the way, if you're watching this, you're like, what's the conference? Every year we do a level up conference for all our clients and for the plus one, and they can come along and see what it is to grow a business, to level up. So, what was your experience?
So the first thing I'm going to say is sometimes the thing that you try and resist actually persists. So the first time I came to the conference, I didn't know anything about the Level Up conference. It was actually Belinda that said to me, "Come on, I'm coming up. Let's see each other. Come to this conference." And I was like, "Oh, all right then." And I came along and I met some amazing people at that conference. And I was like, "Okay, this is okay. This is okay." And there was quite a few spiritual woo-woo people in the room. So I was like, okay, this could be my people. And then the following year, Belinda said, "Come on, you're coming." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Oh, because I'm actually quite an introvert at heart." And I was like, "Okay, I'll go." And literally the universe was like, "No, you're doing this. You need to go." I was like, "Okay." And as I sat there, I was like, yeah, no, I just need to do this. I need to give myself a good talking to and sort myself out because, I'm 50 this year and I'm not wasting any more time. I've got a mission to get on with.
I love it. Okay, so then at the conference you made a decision and said, okay, I'm getting a virtual assistant. And how was the process on getting someone onboarded? Was it stressful? Tell us everything.
No, really, really easy, like stupid easy. It was like, Claire, why have you been delaying this?
Yeah. What did you
Um,
think?
it's just been easy and straightforward. I literally, I took on a VA a little while ago, and I literally had to pencil out a whole month to onboard her and do it,
That was
right?
directly, that VA was
Yeah,
directly.
by
Yeah.
myself. And then coming over to you, I was like, okay. And I think that's why I kept pushing it back a couple of months because I had a big overseas trips for like 2 months. And I was like, no, we'll do it later. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, I need to pencil out that amount of time to be around to onboard her. Oh, that was just like, that's a complete BS belief, right? It's been so straightforward, so easy. Because the one thing that has been beautiful being onboarded is the fact, and I think this is a really key takeaway to, if I could go back to my past self and sit there and go, Claire, this is what you need to realize is that you are not just bringing on a VA, you're bringing on a whole frigging mastermind. You're bringing on people that have experience in lots of different industries. And I really do believe that a co-creation of different industries that you can borrow inspiration and ideas from other industries and bring them into your own industry. And when you're buying into not just a VA, you're buying into a company, right, that has other VAs, other industries, and also your wealth of knowledge through your business and how you've got to where you are, that's what I wanted to plug into.
Oh, that's
And
a
that's the
very
difference. Yeah.
that's exciting. And so now you and your VA have been together for 6 months?
No, 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Because we're talking about the conference in May, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
Lord, 6 weeks. Okay. And
6 weeks.
so Shane, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Shane is your VA. Okay. And so what does Shane do for you in 6 weeks?
I'm going to say I really loved her interview process. All the girls were absolutely beautiful. But when I interviewed Shane, Shane just, I was like, so what's your goals and ambition? And she was like, to work for you full time. And I thought, oh, that she's my
Oh,
girl. She's my
oh.
girl. I love the fact that she is hungry for this, right? And that's important to have someone that wants to that genuinely, like I could feel that she genuinely wanted to help me succeed and get to my vision and mission, right? So that was the first lovely tick in the box. And all the girls were great. What's she done? So she's kicked my ass in a very lovely way. What I love, and I think that's why I was very attracted to my husband at the first stage, was when they say that they're going to message you and do something and they do it, I'm like, oh, that's lovely.
Ah.
So every morning I get a lovely little message. Hi, this is my focus for the day. This is what I'm going to do. I'm like, okay, perfect. And at the end of the day, hi, this is me. This is what I've done. Perfect. And for me, I see that as really, really supportive. It might not be for everybody, but for me, I like that, right?
Because you
So
feel like someone has got your back, right? You feel someone
absolutely. But
is
not
there
just
for you.
her, it's the whole team. It's Dee, and then Dee's like, okay, let me come back to you. And it's just been so smooth and so easy. Like you want a marriage and a relationship to be like, it
Oh.
should be easy. It shouldn't be hard. Look, you're gonna have like choppy waters and like days where you're not feeling great. But in all fairness, touch wood, I haven't had any of that. And I'm just like, oh, this is just so nice. Thank you, universe, for sending me the right person.
Oh, that is so beautiful to
So
hear.
it's been lovely. She's what's she done? So she's sorted out all my because I'm very creative, I'm very messy. So she's really started to put structure, policies and procedures in place, right? Because you can't grow a business on Wookiee foundations. And although I had good structures, the foundations weren't, the scaffolding wasn't in the right place. And that's what she's been doing. So we've been really working slowly, but safely in the right direction to be able to get the business from the coaching into the School of Mastery, but create it in a way that we're transitioning that is not going to rock the boat in my community as such. So it's just been lovely and smooth because some doors are closing and other doors are opening, and the last thing you want to do is put like a like a a storm through the business that you've already created.
Mm,
And
mm, mm,
that's what
mm.
we've been doing together. We've just been implementing and moving things slowly across and then building on that.
So at the moment she's doing back end and
Back
like,
end.
yep. And what is the role moving forward for her?
So at the moment, she's doing a lot of back end, but that's because she's helping me still keep like the calm water. So she's taken over the social media, she's doing the
Ah,
emails. I'm creating the content because it's really important that my messaging, and she's still learning that. And because it's very woo-woo, she's still learning that. That's okay. So she's really helping me to make sure that we're still delivering. I'm in teacher mode, but I'm also building out lots of platforms as well. So at the moment, I've literally just delivered 3 training programs, but I've had to build those. So next year, I don't have to build them because I'm building them at the moment. So we're
yeah.
just getting into a rhythm ongoing. She's going to be my right hand girl. I'm actually we're actually making some big shifts and changes in not only the business, but also in my own personal life as well. So, this business I see going for at least 10 to 15 to 20 years. So I'm not in a rush. I want to do things correctly. It's like building a house. I don't want to build the house with wookie foundations and then 5 years I know I have to demolish and rebuild it. So
Absolutely.
that's the plan.
That's amazing. And so, how many hours are you spending with Shane every week?
Not a lot really, because what we tend to do is that we use Slack, and because I'm dyslexic as well, so that's not brilliant. So I just drop voice notes, and I just, voice notes throughout the day. It's like, this is what I'm doing. And we work as a tag team. So I might say to her, look, because I'm a bit of a workaholic, I'll be like, oh, this weekend I've already done the website page for that. So that's already up and running. She's like, oh, great. Yeah, okay. So she can keep on track with what she needs to do.
Yeah,
So we're working together as a good tag team. Yeah.
I love it. And so, what is possible now that you've got Shane next to you for your business that wasn't before?
I think it's just having that right hand person. What I've loved is the fact that, yes, I know she's only part-time, but I do see her going full-time in the business at some stage, absolutely. I think what's been really great is that she's mine for those particular hours. Whereas when I've worked with other companies, nothing against it, because everybody's trying to have as many clients as they possibly can. But it was a case of who got their jobs in first at the beginning of the day, right?
Oh no,
But
that
I
would be
love,
messy.
yeah, and which is fine at the stage I was. That's not going to get me to where I needed to be, right?
Mm,
And it's not, and I will need more help eventually as well. And what I've loved is the fact that, every morning I'm like, okay, she's got that dedicated time for me and she's mine, and this is where we can go. This is what we can grow and evolve.
that's
So that's
exciting.
what's been beautiful. Yeah.
I love it. So, Claire, what advice would you give a business owners who is stuck doing too much?
Look, I think hand on heart, it's important to understand the ins and outs of your business. Okay, you'd be very silly if you didn't know the ins and outs of your business, but I think you also need to know when to step away from that part of your business. So for me, for me, like, I'm very creative and I love a Canva tile and I love all of that type of thing. But what I've noticed, because I knew you'd ask me this question, what I noticed is, and even in the last few days, me stepping away from all of that and handing it over to Shane, what that's actually done is that creativity doesn't go. That creativity now is being channeled into, like, I've sat here this morning going, oh, that's a new program that's coming out. Oh, that's a new program that's coming out. It's programs and modalities that are like being activated in me. And I'm like, yeah, I want to be teaching this type of work. Yeah, I want to be teaching that. So my energy is starting to be used in a way that's going to create money, is going to create income.
Yeah.
So although I love doing all the pretty Canva tiles, right, and I was saving money creating them, it's not going to make me money or impact in the long run. That's the difference. And on hindsight, I should have brought Shane on 2 months earlier than I did, but
Yeah.
I didn't, because I thought I needed that month to onboard her. If I'd taken her on a couple of months prior, I would probably now have had all my programs already built out, and I'd probably be servicing some more clients.
Mm,
Um, but I've not. So
yeah.
it is what it is. Yeah.
And
So
sometimes
I will give myself a good talking to. So when she needs to go to full time, I will be making sure I take her on a few
two
months
months
earlier.
before. I love it. So, look, thank you so much for sharing all of that. I'm sure that people watching
Pleasure.
this they find this super valuable. What has been the biggest challenge? Because I mean, I appreciate that you're saying that everything was nothing smooth. That's fantastic. But there would have been like a challenge either in your mindset or in the onboarding, like any challenges at all that you had to overcome, and how did you overcome it?
I think I overcame them before I actually brought her on, because I wanted to make sure I didn't self-sabotage. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think what can happen is you bring someone on and then you're like, oh, God. oh, am I worthy of this help? Am I worthy of this support? Can I commit to, paying someone's wages? And, is there going to be enough money coming into the business? I cleared all that before I did
Mm.
it, to be honest. So it has been very smooth. And if it's in alignment, it should be smooth.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And we are lucky enough that sometimes it happens that you get the right person, and sometimes you have to go and kiss a few frogs before you find the right VA. So you were very
Yeah, I've
lucky,
done
and
that. Been there, done that.
yeah, you kiss from frogs everywhere else, but when you came to us, you were ready. So sometimes also, like I say that to people that come to us and say I had bad experiences. I said, look, a lot of people when this is the first person hiring, they have a bad experience because they're not ready mindset wise. So even if it's the right VA, they are not in the right place. Like you said, they might have some limiting beliefs, they have some things internally. So I actually prefer when people come to us and say, I had a few VAs, it didn't work out. I'm like, great. That means that you're ready now to get the right person.
Yeah, you're not green. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Claire. Now, if
pleasure.
someone is watching this, and I know how, the universe work, and I'm sure that someone is watching this, they're resonating with you and your teaching, and they're like, whoa, how do I get in touch with you and work with you and be part of the school mastery? So tell us more. How can they work with you?
So they can work with me through VIP bespoke programs. It's best to email me, or you can find me through social medias as well. But if you want to study, then basically just go to my website and then just contact me directly. I'm better with email because Shane looks after all my social media
I love
messages
it.
because I have lots of DMs.
Yeah, of course. And so what is the program that they get into? How does it work?
Into the
Yes.
programs, as in the teaching programs,
Yeah, what would be the first step? So if I'm interested, what would be my first step to work with you?
to work with me, to contact me and we have a conversation to see where you're at and where you want to be. So your desire.
Yeah.
And then I basically, because I work with the Akashic Records, I open up your soul records and I start having a little nosy around your soul records to see what needs to shift, evolve, and grow. So if somebody came to me and said, look, I had someone recently working with me and she wanted she's a coach and she wanted to grow her business. And what we actually needed to do is we actually needed to work on a support wound for her.
Mm.
And because she was struggling with childcare, etc., etc. And that's what we did. We've healed the support wound. She's taken on
And that's one-on-one. So
a
you do a
business.
healing session with them, one-to-one.
I do one-on-one sessions, I
Yeah,
do teaching and I do training, correct.
right.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to work with you, the first step will be one-to-one, and then they can go into the group program.
They can do groups as well. It really, to be honest, everybody's got different needs, and I sort of tailor everybody to their particular needs.
Hmm.
So it all depends on
Yeah.
them and what their wishes and their desires are. Absolutely.
Amazing. I love it. Well, Claire, thank you so much for sharing. And
Pleasure.
anybody interested, go and find Claire and Shane and get in touch, and they will tell you what's the next step. So thank you so much again. And thank you for having trust in EVS. And thank you for
That's been
all your
good.
time today.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Everybody, if you're watching this and you're like, okay, I don't want to have 2026 on my own. I don't want to struggle anymore. I'm ready to get a virtual assistant on board. Get in touch with us because we have 2 more spots available for January. January is getting completely maxed out already. A lot of people are already saying that they want a VA in January. So 2 more spots. So get yourself a call with one or one of my team to understand what is your bottleneck and how we can solve it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next month. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for listening to this amazing podcast. Now, if you enjoyed this, you're definitely going to love my Facebook group where I've got over 11,000 people in it and they're all business owners successful like you. It's called the Successful Entrepreneur Lounge, and in there I do classes every week and I get to interview my clients and I get to teach you all the things that I've done to get my business to 100K plus a month. So I look forward to have you in there. It's called the Successful Entrepreneur Lounge Facebook group in Facebook. I look forward to see you there. Ciao.